A transient from Colorado was put behind bars for robbery after what police describe as a drug deal gone wrong. Breaking news this morning, authorities have recovered the body of a missing boater in Chimo Pond in Eddington. One person as of early this morning was unaccounted for, and they're unsure if that person was in the building. You know, it's scary to think if it were 10 to 20 degrees cooler, we'd be seeing snow and it's June.
Stop.
While many of the governor's vetoes were upheld Monday, lawmakers voted to override a number of measures. Now, more than 6 decades after he died, the Justice Department is reopening the investigation into his murder. Schools are closed. The Bangor Y is also closed, and Bangor's bus service will run. That blast so powerful, it blew off the cover to this manhole, completely shattered the top to the pump station, sending this lock and other debris 75 feet around this area. For people who are leasing an apartment and want to grow on their property, well, police say there's documents you need in order to do so. As temperatures continue to warm up, officials expect more motorcycles to hit the roads. Experts say it gives a raw look at what's actually happening and shows more needs to be done to help those struggling with addiction. 61-year-old Timothy Davis was arrested in 2016 after he used a shotgun to threaten another man. Maine. Known to many as Vacation Land, a destination with its gorgeous waterfronts and a draw for its great outdoor recreational activities. But behind the beauty lurks a darker side.
Yes, sex trafficking is happening in Maine.
Hope Rising is a housing and treatment facility for survivors of sex trafficking. Director Carrie Nason says it's happening across the state and even right here in Penobscot County.
Sometimes it means that people are brought to different parts throughout the state. Sometimes they stay in certain locations, that it isn't just isolated to more urban areas, that this is occurring in rural areas.
A 2015 report estimates there are about 200 to 300 victims of sex trafficking in Maine annually.
I think it's a fair assessment. This is something that's been going on for a long time. Again, we don't see it frequently here, but with the label sex trafficking sort of becoming more of a widespread term over the past few years, we have seen a slight increase in reports on it.
The 2017 report, Human Trafficking in Maine, states people who commit sex trafficking crimes, quote, frequently prey on the trust and vulnerability of their victims.
Sometimes that could be a family that isn't able to meet their needs. They turn out their children or family members to be able to earn income to be able to take care of the family.
Nason says that most often victims know their trafficker.
It's a friend, it's a partner, it's a family member, it's someone they know, or they get introduced to someone through a friend, or they meet someone online. It's typically not a stranger type of situation.
That report found only an estimated 14% of trafficking victims report the crimes against them. Sergeant Wade Betters with the Bangor Police Department says these cases come with barriers for law enforcement.
There have been times when we've gotten notification and we've interacted with people that we feel are involved in that activity, but getting them to cooperate has been very, very difficult.
And the reason could be multiple factors.
For victims who are caught up in trafficking and are being trafficked, it is dangerous to talk to the police. It means essentially that person is going to tell law enforcement what's going on, and there's a price that comes with that.
The Maine Trafficking Report also says in some cases, online dating websites or other websites can lure victims in.
It's not uncommon to use the internet to find these type of services available. A lot of times some specific internet sites will advertise certain services, sexual services that are available in certain towns.
Better says this is a problem driven by a need.
If you have a lot of people that are responding to these types of ads, they're going to keep coming. And unfortunately, it's just like a bigger circle of further victimizing more people.
In Bangor, Gina Marini, ABC 7, Fox 22. According to FBI.gov, between 2000 and 2017, there were 250 active shooter incidents in the U.S. 20.8% of those were in educational settings.
Every school is required to have some sort of an emergency plan, and more and more they're starting to realize that communication is one of the biggest issues that they have when it comes to initiating alerts.
Vigilance Software is hoping to change that. The software company provides an emergency alert system for businesses and schools. Norris Inc. established Vigilance about 3 years ago. According to Joshua Delano, CTO of Vigilance Software, the average response time for police in the U.S. is about 10 minutes, and 3 minutes if they know if it's an active shooter situation. He says this app allows staff to be prepared.
During that window, they're concerned about coordination with their staff, their SRO, their administration, on how do we respond to this threat.
They say it's like having a panic button in your pocket. Teachers and staff will have the Vigilance app on their phone. They select the type of alert, and if there's time, write a message and then hit send.
Joshua Delano has initiated an information alert.
In a matter of seconds, everyone that's around them will have an alert that will flash up on their computer. They'll start receiving mobile notifications on their phone.
The system not only allows alerts to be sent through several platforms, but it can also help secure rooms. The cost depends on what services schools or business want. Some schools in southern Maine have the software. We've reached out to several districts in the area, and they've refused to comment on the application. In Bangor, Gina Marini for ABC 7 and Fox 22. In the middle of the woods in Orrington, you'll find metal baskets that look like this. The sport disc golf is exactly what it sounds like, using discs like these to play golf.
It's the same game. It's simpler to pick up, still very hard to master.
David Enman is a retired supply sergeant from the United States Air Force who has a love for golf. He says the business he opened in 1996 was the first successful pay-to-play disc golf course in the world.
Most everything I had done was in central Maine, in the Brunswick through Lewiston area, and then I retired out of that.
But he couldn't keep away and opened this location in Orrington a few years later. He uses his golf experience, the lay of the land, and wooded forests to create courses.
Our courses are extremely hard to build, the way I do it, but extremely easy to maintain.
Those who enjoy disc golf say that's why they keep coming back.
We've actually traveled throughout the state and played, and this is still my favorite course.
They make the course so virtually anybody can play. All you need is some discs.
Anybody of any skill level can come out and have fun.
Enman owns a business with his brother and nephew. He says they took over a location in Fairfield and is turning this area in Orono into a course. He says there's still a lot to be done, but the plan is to be open by Labor Day. Reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22, I'm Gina Marini.